Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Early shout out, Timmy in Bloomingdale. Timmy, what up? Representing Bloomingdale this morning. So you want to be the first person from Bloomingdale to call in. Very disappointing to you, Timmy, that someone from Bloomingdale called in at 5:30. So I'm sorry you didn't win, but you're still special to us.
Well, there wasn't something to win. Let's just clarify.
Well, he wanted to be the first one from Bloomingdale to check in, so.
So he's a big loser?
He's a big, fat loser. That's right. Don't ever text him again, Timmy. Don't do it. Don't do it. We have a lot for you today, as usual. We have Kenzie's Crimes at 8:20.
Woo!
We have, which is a very, very, I don't know how to describe it. Because the way you told me a little bit of the lovers' quarrel crime or the lovers.
Poisoned lovers.
Poisoned
is the title.
lovers.
This is I don't want to say modern day because it happened a long time ago, but modern for Romeo and Juliet, I suppose, right?
There's poison in that story, right?
Yeah.
In Romeo and Juliet? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, they kill, the young lovers kill themselves.
What? Spoiler alert.
Don't you just literally ask me what happened and then I told you.
I just want to know if there was poison involved.
Yeah, I don't want to know the whole enchilada.
Wait, how old is Romeo and Juliet? Does it cover the spoiler alert?
How old is Shakespeare wrote it?
Okay, 1597. Can you spoil something?
Wow. That was just basically yesterday.
The problem is that one of them actually didn't kill themselves, and the other one's like, oh my gosh, they did, but they were sleeping, and then they poisoned themselves, and then that one woke up and was like, oh my god, they're dead, and then they killed themselves.
Oh.
Sorry.
Plot twist.
Sorry about it.
That was going to be my Christmas reading. Now I have nothing to look forward to.
Nothing to look forward to over Christmas break.
No, I was Romeo and Juliet, and that was it.
That's crazier than the end of The
Just
Departed.
wait till you get to Macbeth. Do you want me to tell you about that one?
Oh, no, I don't want to know about Macbeth. Jesus
That's my
Christ.
personal fave.
How old's Macbeth? Same year? 1500 probably?
15 something.
Yikes.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. This one's really important for the rest of the year. This is really maybe the most important fact we've ever done in 2024. And it relates to something that happened yesterday at this time. We were doing highlights of the weekend, and Case talked about eating some Texas toast. It was the highlight of his weekend. It was a really wonderful moment for him.
Highlight of my year.
Yeah. And then Kenzie.
Tough year.
Yeah.
That was an awesome year. I had Texas toast.
Kenzie brought up that, well, the best bread is Texas Roadhouse rolls.
Gang, gang.
We got in a long, detailed discussion, including talk of waiting until you pay the check and then asking for 10 rolls to go. And is that appropriate for the people that work there? That's a side conversation. Okay?
Yes, it is. And I don't want to start off the show hating you again. So let's just, you know what I mean?
And I don't want to start off being so right that it makes everybody feel inferior.
And I hate you again.
That's right. So,
wow, that happened fast.
you can go back to the 6 o'clock hour of the podcast yesterday that Case puts up on the Brian and Kenzie podcast feed, anywhere you get our podcast, and enjoy that at a later time. What we're going to do is I dove into deep analytic data research of the best chain bread at restaurants. That's what I did yesterday. I don't know what you guys did, but that's what I did.
Nothing as important as that, Brian.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I have the definitive ranking of chain restaurant bread. And does Texas Roadhouse rolls come in number 1? Let's take them off the table for a second, no pun intended. Okay, Kenzie, what do you think would be the best bread if you take out Texas Roadhouse rolls at a chain restaurant?
Oh, Charlie's.
See, Charlie's is interesting.
Tell us why it's interesting, Brian.
I didn't mean to hit you with a plot twist immediately. That's just how my brain works, baby.
I'm not going to get angry here or anything. I'm just saying.
Why would you get angry?
Well,
what did I do?
I did a search of O'Charlie's after we mentioned that off the air yesterday.
Yeah.
There are none in the area, so I wonder how many of our listeners have had O'Charlie's.
I would think a lot of people have. And that doesn't mean that there weren't some here at one point.
I didn't do that kind of research. Didn't have time for that.
What would have been rude of me is to say Fats, which was a place, there was a one-off restaurant near where I grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they had fantastic rolls at Mirror O'Charlie's, but I'm not going to say Fats because nobody can relate to that.
This has to be a chain restaurant
Yes.
bread. So
O'Charlie's.
we'll put it out there. Maybe people have had it. Case, what do you think as a number one bread? Taking Texas Roadhouse off the table, I'm not saying they're number one or not. We'll find out in 5 minutes.
Gotta be Olive Garden bread.
Oh,
Okay.
that was going to
Olive
be my
Garden
third.
breadstick,
Case,
yeah.
we're right here today.
Yeah,
Look at
Olive
me.
Garden.
Kenzie, boy, do I understand you.
Yeah,
Always
God.
and forever.
Beautiful.
You guys gonna go down with the Titanic together?
Well, I would want to be on the door.
Yeah, I realize I don't have an option
No,
there.
it's going to scooch. Excuse me.
All right, the definitive bread ranking of chain restaurants. Now, you can text in and think what you want. You think is number one. Text in 312-591-8300, and we'll give you the research, what science shows next.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, it's time for a fact that makes your brain go. To settle basically what started yesterday here on the show at this time, the best bread at a chain restaurant. That's not exactly the conversation we had yesterday. It was more on a Texas Roadhouse Rolls conversation that really went awry. But you can hear that on the podcast. That's why we put it up there for you. You can go back later and listen to that 6 o'clock hour yesterday to see how we got here today, talking about chain restaurant bread. And I asked, some people what you think might be the best bread. Now, a lot of people came up with some restaurants in Chicago. They're wonderful, but they're not chain restaurants. This is a definitive, analytics, science-proven best bread at a chain restaurant. We'll find out if it is the Texas Roadhouse Rolls or not. But if that's taken off the table, Kenzie said O'Charlie's, which is a place that isn't in Chicago anymore, but possibly someone's had it. Case says Olive Garden. Now, here's the thing I want to ask you guys. This list, I have a top 15. Is that too much to go through?
No.
No,
Why
what
would
else
you
is
talk
going
about
on? Yeah, what else we're going to do?
Is there a top 30? Let's do that. Are you already cutting it short?
See, the rules of radio, we can take you behind the curtain here a little bit, is we should probably do top 3 or 5.
No.
Boo!
Boo. What do people know? What do these radio people know?
Hey, I always listen to the consultants.
Oh, yeah, we're big consulting guys.
All right, so we're going to do 15. Screw it. It's Christmas before the week before. What else are we going to talk about, right? All right, let's go ahead here. What does that sound? There's a weird, growling sound. Do you hear that?
I do hear that.
Is that your stomach case?
Listen to that. Does everybody listening in their car hear that?
That's kind of scary. That's like War of the Worlds. We just get blown away.
Does anybody else hear that as the last thing said on this show?
What's that ticking noise?
It must be the consultant saying, we told you not to do 15.
This is bad. That really creeps me out.
It's not coming from my room. I muted my mic for a second. It's
I
not.
don't have audio on my computer. They took it away.
We never had it.
Hard to take away what you never had.
Yeah.
They said no. I was like, can I get audio?
You know
and
what?
They just said no.
You can't miss what you never had.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. I thought these guys drill upstairs. They've been drilling for 3 years. I don't know what they're building above us. Probably those drones that are flying over New Jersey. They
I
probably
don't know,
build
it
them.
sounds like it's going to be the new Six Flags. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what happens up there.
Okay, it's gone. Whatever that was, rumbling was in our building is gone. Maybe there was an earthquake here in Illinois just now. I don't know. Something was weird. Anyway, top 15 chain restaurant bread.
Put it on the board.
I'm not going to do a drum roll because it'll be way too long. So let's just get to it. Number 15 is Panera Bread. Panera Bread. It's bread's in the name. You think they'd have great bread. I think their bread, I remember back in the day getting their Asiago cheese bread on an Italian sandwich was prime. It was so good.
I worked there. It wasn't that great.
You worked at Panera?
I did.
Was this before or after Famous Dave's?
Before, I think. I've had a lot of jobs. So like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Well, we're at 15, so let's keep moving. Number 14, Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay.
That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So they have bread, and it also has some sort of, not cinnamon butter, but some kind of creamy butter that they use there too. And they give you that big knife to cut it with, a big
Hell,
steak
a
knife.
steak knife.
Yeah.
That's the knives they have there. It's Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, but when you get the bread to cut with the steak knife, is something hits different about that.
It's
I
just
agree.
easy. You don't have to sweat with the butter knife like when you're trying to get in there.
Yeah.
It's just not a good look.
Yeah. Number 13 on the top 15 chain restaurant breads is something I had at Nashville with my mom because my mom loves this place. And I think all people that are a little bit older love this place. Bonefish Grill.
Oh, yeah, great. They have a fantastic key lime pie, I will say also.
You go to the desserts on that. They have an incredible Bang Bang Shrimp, too, as an appetizer.
They do have a good bang bang shrimp.
Yeah.
Way to go, Brian.
Yeah,
High five.
And their bread is so soft that they bring it out with a little olive oil and whatever they put in olive oil. Parsley, is it? What's the green they put in olive oil at an Italian restaurant?
Well, a lot of people just do pepper and then do the Parmesan cheese. That's my favorite. When you sprinkle the Parmesan cheese and olive oil.
Yes.
Don't bring that ish over here if it doesn't have cheese in it. Okay, keep your oil to yourself if you're not gonna put cheese in it.
I have made a meal out of that. Eating bread with Parmesan and the olive oil.
Absolutely.
That's a meal.
Mwah.
Case, you good so far?
I'm good. I haven't had bonefish. I can't contribute to that conversation.
Really? I thought everybody had bonefish because some relative always says let's go to, because everybody can agree on bonefish as a restaurant to go to.
Not my family.
Well, that
Because
was.
your family's bougie. You should hear where they go for Thanksgiving.
We will not talk about that.
I can't wait. I want to name drop it so bad.
Number 12 is Maggiano's, Little Italy.
Family
very
style.
good.
Love Maggiano's.
Very delicious.
The first one I ever had was the one on Clark Street downtown, and it's still there, and it's still damn good. And there's also one at Old Orchard Mall. I've been to that one. I've been to a lot of Maggiano's. I love it. Their gnocchi is to die for. Okay, let's keep going. Now here,
But you sound like Brian Phillips on History of Alternative, but just with bread that you've had.
again,
This is how he talks about a Lemonheads record.
the top 15 chain restaurant bread coming in at number 11. This one I had to look up to see if it's in the area. Fazoli's.
Love Fazoli's.
Is that right? You always see it at the rest stops on the turnpike. There's always a Fazoli's there in Indiana,
I
especially.
haven't had Fazoli's.
Oh, Kenzie, come to Indiana with me. You always see Fazoli's. You always see Fazoli's at a place you don't want to be at. Mm-hmm. But it's really good.
I just pictured you and Kenzie driving to Indiana on the turnpike to go to Fazoli's.
I feel like that wouldn't go well. I have to be honest.
It's a similar, I guess, to an Olive Garden, I guess, because they have Italian food, but the breadsticks are long like Olive Gardens.
I mean, they're similar in the sense that they're both Italian. They definitely have different vibes to them.
But you want like, Fazoli's, so you must like it.
Well, yeah, it's like Italian Burger King.
I let that sit for a second.
I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know because I haven't been. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I can't laugh.
They actually, in 2018, introduced a pepperoni breadstick.
Well, that sounds delightful.
Sounds great for all of you people in January trying to lose some weight. Number 10 is Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar. So I believe, if I know this correctly, that is Outback Steakhouse owned, and it's their higher end steakhouse.
Oh.
And it's really good. It's really good. I think there's one in Lincolnshire, North Side. I believe there's one up there.
Okay.
Sorry, I know exactly where all these restaurants are. But really good stuff. Their bread. Okay.
Number 9.
Number 9, Bertucci's Brick Oven Pizza and Pasta. Now,
Don't know it.
I'm not sure if there's a Bertucci's here in Chicago anymore. I know there used to be one, and I think it was up at
You saying
Schaumburg.
Bertucci's is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Bertucci's, you really hit it.
Let me try again. Bertucci's Brick Oven Pizza and Pasta.
Why?
Brian from the old country.
I just can't take you serious when you say it.
Bertucci's.
Bertucci's.
Bertucci's. Okay. This is the top chain bread. 8 is the Cheesecake Factory. We've been sleeping
Hell
on.
yeah.
Why have we been sleeping on the Cheesecake Factory?
Oh, I like, because they have multiple breads in their basket. They have a variety pack, and my favorite is, and I don't know what it is, but it's a brown bread.
Of course, it's the brown bread.
And it's delightful. It kind of has a sweetness to it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And people fight over it. When you sit down, you kind of look at it and go like, who's going to reach first?
Yeah.
And then I always just go reach first because I know if you don't, you're going to miss out on that brown bread.
Well, of course, you put yourself first when you're with your wife and child.
Well, if you're not first, you're last.
Of course.
I pushed over Megan once for the brown bread. That Cheesecake Factory, it's so good, their bread. All right, number 7. Kenzie, here we go. You're in the top 7.
Woo!
Oh, Charlie's Restaurant and Bar.
Gang, gang.
Uh-huh. Now, they coat it with butter before it even comes out to the table. Then you
course they
add,
do.
add butter, of course.
Listen, these are professionals. Of course they do. It's an amateur hour.
Yes, they are known for refilling the basket quick, according to a Reddit thread. So you eat those rolls. A lot of people say don't fill up on rolls because you won't enjoy your dinner. No, fill up on those.
I don't understand that. When people are like, oh, that's where they get you is the free bread. That doesn't make any sense because now I have more leftovers. If I eat this, it turns my dinner into 2 meals
Yeah.
for free.
Also comparable to Texas Roadhouse rolls. That's according to science. The sweetness that they have, the sweetness of that bread.
Or Charlie's is like Jesus. He just multiplies that basket, baby. Good sir.
People don't know Charlie's was there in the Bible. If you go on page 432, it's there.
Well, it's where they had the Last Supper.
Yeah.
They had a reservation out of Charlie's.
And the supper would
It's
have
a
went.
big dining room.
Yeah. It would have been a lot quicker if they didn't refill the rolls for that Last Supper, too.
That's right.
They hung around, they talked more, which is very important of how we're here today. Okay, so we're almost to the top 5 of the chain
I'm
restaurant
starting to
bread.
understand why we were supposed to do. I'm starting to understand the radio rules.
I'm into it. Top 6. Here we go.
Look, we've been going for about 8 minutes on this. You're right. I think the consultants were right on this
Somebody
one.
should have been doing a drum roll this entire time so we get to number 1.
I mean, we're at 6. We're not even in the top 5
Oh
yet.
my God.
Romano's Macaroni Grill. I didn't know it was called Romano's Macaroni Grill.
I just thought it was the macaroni grill.
Me too. And
They
they serve that bread very similar to bonefish with that olive oil and whatever the green stuff is there. I guess parsley or whatever in
I think
there.
it's oregano.
Maybe is oregano green?
Yes.
Okay. Probably that.
No. Why? I get.
All right, let's get to the top 5 here. Now it's getting exciting. Top 5.
Do we need to take a break and then go to the top 5?
Oh my God.
Do we need to make people wait for the top 5?
Should we? Do we need a song right now? Does everybody need a little break, a little breather to process where we're at?
We need a palate cleanser.
All right, here's what we'll do.
Does anybody have any bread? Does anybody have my palate?
Here's what we'll do. We're going to all go make some bread in our kitchen like people did during the pandemic. We're going to make bread. Enjoy Incubus. And then coming after Incubus in 3.5 minutes, the top 5 power rankings of chain restaurant bread. You might be shocked with number 1. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, continuing the facts to make your brain go. The definitive ranking of chain restaurant bread, and we're trying to see. So far, we're in the top 5 now. We've done the top 15 to 6, and we haven't gotten Texas Roadhouse rolls in there yet. Is there a chance they're completely not on this list? Is there a chance of that? There is. There's a
That would
chance.
be blasphemous. If they compare O'Charlie's rolls to Texas Roadhouse and O'Charlie's is on the list, it would be a sin.
We'll find out. Now,
Punishable by God.
Kenzie did guess O'Charlie's on the list if we took Texas Roadhouse off the table. Case Olive Garden would be number 1 if we take them off the table. But let's keep moving here before we get to Gil Curtis's headlines a few minutes away. Number 5, in the top 5 now. Still not doing a drum roll because it's still taking a while.
No.
Carrabba's Italian Grill.
Ooh, very good.
It's another place you kind of forget about how good it is. I know there's one in Woodridge. I've been to that one before.
It's like a world tour.
The World Bread Tour. Carrabba's really good Italian grill, and it's a quote well regarded like Outback and Fleming's as far as the high expectations of the restaurant for its bread in particular. Okay, here we go. Number 4, Outback Steakhouse's bread.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
classic.
that's a good one.
I've been to Outback Steakhouse. It's been a minute, but I can't remember the bread standing out for some reason. But it must be way better than I remember.
It's a brown bread.
Yes, also a brown bread. I see a picture here with
A little
it.
pumpernickel, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody on the text line said, by the way, that you can buy the Cheesecake Factory pumpernickel at Jewel Osco now.
Good
Fantastic.
Lord.
Love to hear it.
I love America.
Why do we complain about anything?
I know.
Why is there racism?
As I've always
Seriously.
said, as I've always said, capitalism breeds innovation.
Oh, my
I'm so
gosh.
glad we have Cheesecake Factory bread at Jewel now.
Fun fact, my best friend, Mark, met his wife at the bar at Outback Steakhouse. They've been married for over 20 years with 3 kids.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
It's gorgeous.
You don't know where you're going to meet somebody. You don't know where you're going to meet somebody. Number 3, Texas Roadhouse.
Wow.
Texas Roadhouse is 3 on the list.
I'm disappointed. Is that bad?
No.
We're 2 above it.
Well, we're going to get there. Obviously, Texas Roadhouse known for its signature rolls. They do coat them in butter before they come out as well, and then they give you that. It is a cinnamony type of butter, right? It's a what's the butter? The flavor I'm thinking of for their butter?
It's a cinnamon.
Yeah, so creamy and thick. You can ask for more of it, and they give you tubs of it more. They don't cheap out. You know.
They don't.
The bread is pillowy, soft, doughy, and sweet.
It's the best thing ever.
Number 2 on the list of the best bread in chain restaurants is Red Lobster's cheddar biscuits.
Very good.
Probably
very
not so
good.
surprising. We hadn't set them in the top 15 yet. Very good. Saved by Flava Flav. Saved Red Lobster from bankruptcy last year.
That's right. That's right.
By talking about it. And we all vowed that we would go to them because all of us said we love Red Lobster, but none of us have been there recently. So it's time to go to support them in
Well, in
2025.
fairness, didn't they go bankrupt for a hot minute because of the unlimited shrimp problem?
That was it. That's what also makes me fear for Texas Roadhouse giving out too many rolls. I fear for their safety.
I think they're fine.
Well,
I do think they're fine.
I think Red Lobster thought they were fine with the unlimited shrimp, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. They lost $3 million on the unlimited shrimp because, quote, they underestimated the appetite of humans.
You know what? If they do unlimited steak at Texas Roadhouse, be concerned. The bread's fine. It's easy. It's cheap.
You think steak costs more than bread?
Yes.
Probably. Okay, here we go. Number 1 of the chain restaurant bread ranking. Olive Garden is number 1.
Very
Olive
good.
Garden is number 1. Hallelujah.
Oh, do you get the Alfredo dipping sauce?
No.
Whoa, don't look at me like that.
I'm not an Alfredo guy.
Really?
I don't do Alfredo.
What do you do?
I like a red sauce.
That's shocking to
I
me.
love a marinara.
Case known for his aficionadoism of the red sauce, the fine red sauce.
I'm not. Alfredo's never grabbed me. I'm never dying for an Alfredo sauce on bread, on pasta, on anything.
Now, I'm not trying to be a drug dealer that's selling weed and trying to get you on the cocaine.
Okay.
But have you ever tried marinara and Alfredo together?
A Suprema.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I've never even thought about that.
Wait, are you being
You
serious?
invented it?
Are you being serious? That's a name, what they call it when it's
Yeah.
together? Suprema?
Yeah.
Oh, who named that, or where'd that come from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know who named it.
Who named that?
Christopher Columbus?
Oh, yeah. He's big on discovering everything and putting his name on it.
Now, wait, if you go to Olive Garden, do you order it as Suprema, or you just get 2 separate sauces and it's called just Dunkin'
No,
both
like
in?
there's a lot of places. I don't know if Olive Garden has it, but there's a lot of places that sell Suprema sauce. It is the mixture.
Really?
Yes.
Never seen it. Wow. But I've dunked them together. I get both. And I'll take that breadstick and go one and the other.
You just eat a little creamy marinara.
What, you've got to go red first, though, on that. Dunk red first, then the Alfredo. Otherwise, you don't taste the Alfredo. Fun fact there for you.
Okay.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I don't think it matters. I don't know what they're doing.
So Olive Garden, number 1 in the power ranking of chain restaurant bread. I hope you enjoyed this last 15 minutes as much as we have, with an Incubus song in there as well.
Loved it. Brian, can you read 15-1 real quick? Just so,
Are you serious?
Just in case you joined us.
Rapid fire, no
Rapid fire.
commentary.
Kenzie and I are not going to comment on it. Just go 15-1.
And wait, to clarify, you're not allowed to comment on it either, Brian.
I can't promise that.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Number 15, Panera Bread. Number 14, Longhorn Steakhouse. Number 13, Bonefish Grill. Number 12, Maggiano's. Number 11, Fazoli's. Number 10, Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar. Number 9, Bertucci's, Brick Oven Pizza and Pasta. Number 8, The Cheesecake Factory. Number 7, Oh Charlie's Restaurant. Number 6, Romano's Macaroni Grill. Number 5, Carrabba's. Number 4, Outback. Number 3, Texas Roadhouse. Number 2, Red Lobster. And number 1, Olive Garden.
Marshall texted in and said, "Boss, why were you late?" Me, sorry, I was waiting to hear the top bread list of Brian and Kenzie. Boss, yeah, you're an hour late though. Me, it was a really big list.
Love you.
What is it, like 10? What time is it?
It's time for takeaways. Let's go home. Here is Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Scientists say eating a single hot dog can shorten your life by 30 minutes. This just in, Joey Chestnut has a week to live. Google unveiled a quantum computer chip, but even it can't process why Beyoncé stays with Jay-Z. A Dallas-based startup is putting ammunition vending machines in grocery stores. So just try to roll that full cart up to the 10 items or less line now, pal. And the hottest new cryptocurrency is called Fartcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 in a nutshell. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.